The Titanus Prime moved steadily through the silent stretch of the galaxy, its engines glowing like distant stars. Ethan sat in the command chair, scanning the holographic star maps that Arya had projected. His recent success against the pirate fleet had spread quickly, both among human colonies and alien systems. Some hailed him as a rising leader, others viewed him with suspicion, and a few plotted to test his abilities in battle. Ethan exhaled slowly. He had survived his first encounter, but he knew the galaxy would not let him rest. Commanding the largest ship in existence brought attention, and attention brought challenges. "Arya," Ethan said quietly, "we need to form a crew. I can't manage the ship alone, not if we want to explore safely and defend ourselves." "Understood, Captain," Arya replied. "I have already scanned nearby systems for suitable candidates. You may wish to recruit both humans and aliens to ensure a diverse and capable crew." Ethan nodded. He opened the recruitment channels, sending messages across the sectors. Almost immediately, responses began arriving. Engineers, pilots, strategists, and diplomats, all offering their skills and pledging loyalty. Some were motivated by curiosity, others by respect for a human who had already proven himself capable of commanding the legendary Titanus Prime. The first to arrive was Lyra, a human engineer from a distant colony, known for repairing advanced AI cores. She arrived in a small transport, carrying tools and modules to integrate into the ship. Ethan met her at the docking bay, hands steady now as he guided her shuttle into the docking station. "You must be Ethan," Lyra said, stepping off her craft. "I've heard about you. Not many humans get to command a ship like this." Ethan smiled faintly. "I'm learning. You'll help me keep it running, right?" "Of course," she replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "This ship is a masterpiece. I've worked on big ships before, but this is different." Next came Xerox, an alien pilot with silver-scaled wings and 6 limbs, capable of handling multiple controls at once. Xerox had been a renowned ace in his fleet, but had grown disillusioned with political conflict. He admired Ethan's courage and offered to help navigate the massive ship through difficult space terrain. As more crew members arrived, Ethan felt a sense of pride. Humans, aliens, engineers, pilots, and strategists, all united under his command. The Titanus Prime was no longer just a ship. It was a community, a force guided by human ingenuity and leadership. However, not all attention was friendly. Messages from alien empires soon began arriving. Some were cautious, requesting diplomacy and offering trade. Others were less subtle, sending ultimatums and threats. They wanted to control the ship, to either bribe or coerce the human captain into surrendering the Titanus Prime. Ethan studied each message carefully, considering both the risks and opportunities. His human mind worked differently from the AI calculations of Arya, or the political strategies of alien councils. He realized that sometimes direct communication and honesty could be more effective than intimidation. One message stood out. It came from the Erythian Empire, a powerful alien race that had historically dominated nearby sectors. Their representative, a tall being with deep purple skin and piercing golden eyes, sent a warning. "Human, surrender the Titanus Prime or face consequences you cannot survive." Ethan frowned. "Arya, what do you think?" "Direct confrontation would be unwise, Captain," Arya advised. "However, your ability to reason and adapt may provide alternative solutions that avoid unnecessary conflict." Ethan considered the options. He could refuse and risk a battle, or he could find a clever way to show strength without provoking a war. Humans often succeeded in dangerous situations by thinking creatively, by seeing solutions others overlooked. That was their strength. He drafted a reply. Calm, respectful, and confident, he acknowledged the Erythians' power but emphasized that the Titanus Prime was under his command and would not be surrendered. He offered diplomacy, suggesting joint exploration and technology exchange as an alternative. Days passed with no immediate response. In the meantime, Ethan focused on training his crew and understanding the ship more deeply. He and Lyra explored secondary engineering decks, discovering hidden systems and repair modules. Xerox ran navigation simulations, testing their ability to maneuver through asteroid fields and dense nebulae. The humans and aliens aboard the Titanus Prime began to understand a vital lesson. This ship thrived when human creativity guided its systems. Its size and power were unmatched, but without intuition and thoughtful decision-making, It could easily be misused or damaged. One afternoon, an unexpected signal arrived. A nearby colony reported a damaged research station under threat from a small fleet of raiders. Ethan gathered his crew in the bridge. "This is our chance to test the ship in a real scenario," he said, determination in his voice. "We protect the innocent, we show what humans can do, and we prove that the Titanus Prime can be more than just a weapon. It can be a protector." Arya nodded. "Calculations indicate high success probability, Captain, if you follow your instincts and coordinate with the crew effectively." Ethan studied the star map. The raiders were fast, but their tactics were predictable. Using Xerox's piloting skills and his own strategic thinking, Ethan planned a route that would cut off the raiders' escape while minimizing risk to the station. As the Titanus Prime approached the colony, Ethan's heart raced. He had faced pirates before, but this time it was different. He was commanding a crew, a mission, and a ship that carried immense responsibility. The raiders appeared, small but aggressive. Ethan guided the Titanus Prime through the initial confrontation, using defensive maneuvers and precise, non-lethal energy pulses to disable their engines. The crew worked seamlessly together, following Ethan's directions while contributing their own expertise. Lyra adjusted the ship's shields to deflect incoming fire, while Xerox coordinated evasive movements that seemed impossible for a ship of this size. Other crew members managed repair drones and tactical systems, keeping the Titanus Prime functioning at peak efficiency. The battle was brief but decisive. The raiders were incapacitated without loss of life, and the research station remained intact. Messages of gratitude poured in from the colony. Ethan felt a surge of pride. His hands, which had trembled when he first entered the ship, were now steady as he guided his crew in the massive vessel. Later, in the quiet of the bridge, Ethan reflected on the events. "Arya," he said, "humans are small compared to the galaxy, but I think we can make a real difference." "You have demonstrated that already, Captain," Arya replied. "Human courage, intuition, and creativity are powerful. Your crew trusts you, and the galaxy will take note of your actions." Ethan smiled faintly. He had come a long way from a small workshop on a dusty mining colony. Now he was not just a mechanic. He was a leader, a protector, and a symbol of human potential. As the stars stretched endlessly before the Titanus Prime, Ethan knew challenges would continue to come. Alien empires, pirates, and unknown dangers awaited. But he also knew that humans had something unique, a combination of courage, creativity, and ingenuity that could overcome even the greatest obstacles. And with his crew by his side, he was ready to face the galaxy. Tomorrow would bring new missions, new threats, and new opportunities, and Ethan Miller, human mechanic turned captain, would prove that even the smallest species could command the largest ship in the galaxy. The Titanus Prime hummed softly beneath him, alive with potential. Its systems were vast and powerful, but now they were guided by a human mind, a human heart, and human determination. Ethan's hands were steady. His resolve was firm. The galaxy would see soon enough that humans were capable of greatness beyond imagination. The Titanus Prime glided silently through the void, its enormous hull reflecting the distant light of a nearby star cluster. Ethan sat in the command chair, hands steady now, his mind sharp and focused. He had come a long way, from trembling in the airlock to commanding the galaxy's largest ship, guiding a diverse crew and defending the innocent. Yet he sensed that a true test awaited him. The communications panel flickered. A warning flashed. An entire fleet of the Erythian Empire had appeared, moving in formation with precise coordination. Their ships were large, well-armed, and their intention clear. They had come to challenge the human captain and seize the Titanus Prime. Ethan took a deep breath. His hands rested on the controls. He had faced pirates, guided alien crews, and defended colonies, but this was something different. This was a full-scale confrontation with an empire. "Arya," he said, voice calm but firm. "We need a plan, something they won't expect. I don't want unnecessary destruction, but we can't let them take the ship." "Understood, Captain," Arya replied. "Their fleet outnumbers us significantly. Conventional tactics will be risky. Creative strategy and human intuition are recommended." Ethan's mind raced. He recalled every lesson he had learned. How small human ingenuity could overcome larger threats, how careful observation and timing could turn the tide. He studied the star maps, noticing patterns in the Erythian fleet's formation. There were gaps, weak points, opportunities. "Prepare all non-lethal systems," Ethan commanded. "We're going to disable their ships, not destroy them. Show them what humans can do without senseless violence." The crew worked quickly, executing his orders with precision. Lyra adjusted energy flows, rerouting power to critical systems. Xerox coordinated maneuvers, their multiple limbs handling countless controls at once. Every member of the crew moved as one, trusting Ethan's leadership. As the Erythian ships approached, Ethan engaged the TitanusPrime's massive engines, weaving through space with precision that seemed impossible for a ship of its size. The enemy fleet fired, their energy beams striking the shields, but the ship absorbed the impact. Ethan's hands moved with confidence now. He calculated energy pulses to disrupt their engines, disabling several ships before they could react. The remaining vessels faltered, surprised by the speed and precision of the giant ship, guided by a human mind. "Captain," Arya said, "your timing and coordination are exceptional. Enemy systems are failing at an unprecedented rate." Ethan grinned faintly. "Keep it up. Let's show them that humans aren't just small and weak." Using careful bursts of the TitanusPrime's energy weapons, Ethan disabled ship after ship. He guided his crew in creating a synchronized attack, striking the Erythians at weak points while avoiding casualties. The aliens soon realized that the human captain was unlike any opponent they had faced. His strategy combined ingenuity, intuition, and courage, a triple force the AI alone could not replicate. After hours of tense maneuvering and precise action, the Erythian fleet was incapacitated. Their ships floated harmlessly, engines disabled but lives intact. Ethan took a deep breath, heart pounding yet calm. They had survived, and more importantly, they had proven something powerful. Human intelligence and creativity could outmatch brute strength. Even on a galactic scale, the Erythian representative appeared on the bridge, holographic and stern, yet now wary. "Human captain," it said, "we underestimated you. Your actions, they are unprecedented. We did not expect a single human to command such power with such precision and restraint." Ethan looked at the hologram, calm and composed. "We are not here to destroy, only to protect. The TitanusPrime is under my command, and I intend to use it wisely. Humans may be small, but we are capable of great things when we think, act, and work together." There was silence. Then slowly the Erythian representative nodded. "We will report this to our council. You have proven your worth, human. The galaxy may have underestimated your species. We will not interfere. For now." Ethan exhaled, relief washing over him. The battle had been won, not through sheer firepower, but through strategy, human creativity, and careful planning. His crew cheered quietly, proud of their captain and their own contributions. That night, the TitanusPrime drifted in quiet space. Ethan walked the corridors, observing his crew as they maintained the ship, repaired minor damages, and shared stories of their experiences. He realized that leadership wasn't just about giving orders. It was about trust, collaboration, and recognizing each person's value. He visited the engineering deck where Lyra worked tirelessly. "You did incredible today," he said quietly. Lyra smiled. "We did it together. You guided us, Captain. You saw things no one else could." Ethan nodded. "This ship, it's more than metal and energy. It's alive in a way. It responds to creativity, to courage, and to human thought." As he continued his tour, Ethan reflected on the journey. He had started as a mechanic, trembling at the massive doors of the TitanusPrime. Now he was its captain, a leader respected by humans and aliens alike. He had faced pirates, diplomatic challenges, and a full-scale Imperial fleet. And each time his human intuition, courage, and creativity had made the difference. The next day, new messages arrived. Colonies, research stations, and spacefaring civilizations offered cooperation and alliances. They had seen what the human captain of the TitanusPrime could do. Humans, often underestimated, were now being recognized for their ingenuity and adaptability. Ethan called his crew to the bridge. "We faced a lot, but this is just the beginning. The galaxy is vast, full of wonders, challenges, and mysteries. We protect, we explore, and we show what humans can accomplish, not with brute force alone, but with intelligence, courage, and heart." Arya's voice resonated through the bridge. Captain, your human qualities have elevated this vessel beyond its historical capabilities. You have proven that even the smallest species can command the largest ship in the galaxy, shaping its legacy. Ethan placed his hands firmly on the controls, feeling the pulse of the ship beneath him. The Titanus Prime was massive, powerful, and legendary, but it was also a partner, responding to the human touch and mind guiding it. Days passed as Ethan and his crew traveled through unexplored sectors, discovering new worlds, encountering strange life forms, and helping civilizations in need. Each mission tested their skills, ingenuity, and courage, but the crew thrived under Ethan's leadership. In one particularly challenging scenario, a rogue asteroid field threatened a developing planet. Ethan used the ship's massive tractor beams, carefully calculating trajectories to deflect the asteroids without causing collateral damage. His human intuition guided the adjustments in real time, avoiding disaster and earning gratitude from the planet's inhabitants. In another mission, a stranded alien convoy requested assistance. Ethan coordinated multiple crews and used the Titanus Prime systems to tow ships to safety. Once again, it was human problem-solving paired with the ship's immense capabilities that made the difference. Through it all, Ethan's hands no longer trembled. They were steady, strong, and confident. He had grown from a humble mechanic into a captain who could shape the course of the galaxy through skill, courage, and ingenuity. One evening, as he gazed through the massive viewports at a swirling nebula, Ethan whispered to himself, "I never imagined it would be like this. But humans, we can do incredible things." Arya responded softly, "Yes, Captain. You have demonstrated that even one human, with courage and creativity, can influence the galaxy in ways unimaginable. Your journey has inspired both your crew and countless others." Ethan smiled faintly, feeling a quiet sense of satisfaction. The Titanus Prime hummed beneath him, alive and responsive, ready for the next challenge. The galaxy stretched endlessly ahead, full of possibilities, and Ethan knew this was just the beginning. Humans, often underestimated, had now shown the universe the power of ingenuity, courage, and determination. The largest ship in the galaxy, guided by the smallest species, moved forward into the stars. Its captain's hands were steady, his mind sharp, and his heart ready for whatever awaited. In that moment, Ethan realized a profound truth. It wasn't the size of the ship that mattered, or even the technology. It was the human touch, human courage, and human creativity that made all the difference. And in the galaxy's vast expanse, one human had proven that the ordinary could achieve the extraordinary. The Titanus Prime glowed softly in the starlight, a living testament to ingenuity, courage, and hope. And its captain, Ethan Miller, was ready to lead it further into unknown worlds, into the challenges ahead, and into history itself. The wind cut sharply through the mountain passes, carrying a bitter chill that made even the hardiest members of Captain Laura Hayes' exploration team pull their jackets tighter. Snow crunched under heavy boots as the group made its way along. A narrow ridge, their breath forming small clouds in the frosty air. The mountains here were ancient and uncharted, their peaks piercing clouds and hiding secrets that had been untouched for thousands of years. Laura, a seasoned explorer with years of experience in harsh environments, led the team with steady steps. Behind her followed Dr. Amir Patel, a quiet yet brilliant archaeologist, and two other members, Jason, an engineer, and May, a geologist. Their mission was simple on paper: map the area and collect geological samples. But both Laura and Amir knew that there was more to these mountains than ordinary rocks and snow. Something felt different. Hours passed as they trudged along the icy terrain. The sun, low in the sky, cast long shadows that stretched like fingers over the jagged slopes. Birds of prey circled high above, silent sentinels to the human intrusion below. Just when fatigue began to weigh on them, May called out sharply, "Over here! You need to see this." Laura and the others hurried over, expecting perhaps a rock formation or a small cave. Instead, they found a massive metallic surface embedded in the mountainside. It was smooth, perfectly rectangular, and clearly artificial. Strange symbols glowed faintly along its edges, casting a soft blue light against the snow. The surface was cold to the touch, yet it hummed faintly, almost as if it were alive. Jason stepped closer, running his gloved fingers across the metal. "This isn't natural," he said, awestruck. "No way this belongs here. And look at these symbols. They're not from any human civilization I know." Dr. Patel's eyes widened behind his glasses. "These markings, I've never seen anything like them. They're not just letters or numbers, they seem functional, as if they mean something more than language. Perhaps coordinates, instructions, or even a kind of lock." Laura studied the door with a mixture of caution and excitement. "It looks like some kind of entrance. But to what? And why here, deep in the middle of nowhere?" The team circled the metallic door, examining every detail. There was no handle, no visible seam, no keyhole or fingerprint scanner. It was solid, unyielding, and utterly mysterious. The humming grew louder as they approached, almost responding to their presence. "This isn't just a door," Amir said quietly. "It's a sentinel, something designed to keep people out, or maybe to choose who can enter." As night fell, the temperature dropped even further. The mountains took on a haunting beauty in the moonlight, the snow reflecting the pale glow of the door. Shadows stretched unnaturally, and the team began to feel as if they were being watched. Laura lit a small lantern, and the warm light flickered against the metal, highlighting its alien patterns. "We need to camp for the night," Laura decided. "We can't leave, but it's too dangerous to attempt opening it in the dark. Tomorrow we'll study it more closely." They set up their small camp nearby, huddling in tents against the icy wind. May and Jason gathered firewood from nearby trees, though the wood was sparse and frozen. The team shared a modest meal, but conversation was quiet, each lost in thought about the mysterious door. "I can't shake this feeling," May whispered, staring into the flickering fire. "Something isn't right. It's like the mountains themselves are alive watching us. I know it sounds crazy, but this door feels like it's waiting for us to do something." Amir nodded slowly. "I've studied ancient civilizations and alien artifacts. This is something beyond human knowledge. It may have been placed here intentionally with purpose. We have to be careful, but also, we can't ignore it." Sleep was fitful for the team that night. Strange noises echoed through the cliffs, small rocks falling, howls of distant animals, and the soft, almost musical hum of the door. Each sound seemed amplified, as though the mountains themselves were communicating with them. Laura kept watch, her eyes scanning the dark shapes outside the tent. She had faced danger many times, but tonight, even she felt a shiver of unease. The next morning, the team approached the door again, fully awake and alert. The rising sun caught the edges of the metal, causing the symbols to glow brighter. Laura gestured for everyone to stay close. "Let's proceed carefully," she said. "We don't know what this is capable of." Dr. Patel pulled out a portable scanner and began tracing the symbols. Lights on the device blinked rapidly, and it emitted soft beeps. "The patterns are responsive," he said. "It's reacting to us. Perhaps it recognizes movement, proximity, or even thought. I've never seen technology like this before. It's intelligent in a way." Jason and May worked together to test the surface with their instruments. Nothing seemed to cause it to open. No pressure, no sound, no combination of movements. Yet the humming continued, growing slightly louder as they spent more time near it. Suddenly, the symbols began to shift. Faint lines of light moved across the surface, connecting different parts of the door in intricate patterns. The team froze. The hum deepened into a low, resonant tone, vibrating through the ground and into their bones. Laura took a cautious step forward. "It's responding to us. Maybe it wants something. But what?" Amir looked thoughtful. "It may be a test. Many alien civilizations, if they exist, could design something like this, not to keep people out, but to see if they are worthy of entering." Jason frowned. "Worthy of what? Knowledge, technology, or something else?" Before anyone could answer, the door emitted a sudden pulse of light. The symbols glowed brighter than ever, illuminating the mountainside like a beacon. The hum was now a steady vibration that resonated in their chests. Laura raised her hand to shield her eyes, feeling both fear and exhilaration. May whispered, "It's alive." Somehow, the team spent the rest of the morning observing the door, taking measurements and recording every detail. But no matter what they tried, it remained closed, as if it were waiting for a signal they did not yet understand. By midday, they reluctantly decided to retreat to camp for a short rest and lunch. As they walked away, the mountains seemed to shift subtly, shadows falling differently, and the hum fading slightly, but never completely disappearing. Each member of the team felt an unspoken connection to the door, as if it had acknowledged their presence and was waiting for the right moment to reveal its secrets. Back at camp, the explorers discussed their options. "We need a plan," Laura said firmly. "We can't rush into this blindly. Tomorrow we'll approach with a systematic method. We need to understand what this is before we attempt anything further." Amir nodded. "Agreed. But one thing is clear. This door is extraordinary. If it opens, it could change everything we know about our world, and maybe even the universe." As evening approached, the wind grew stronger, and snowflakes swirled in chaotic patterns. The mountains, silent and imposing, seemed to watch over the team. Despite their exhaustion and the cold, no one could sleep easily. Thoughts of the mysterious door filled their minds, what lay beyond it, and why it had been hidden here, deep in these ancient mountains. In the quiet of the night, Laura sat outside her tent, staring at the faintly glowing symbols. She wondered if anyone else had ever seen this door, and if so, what had become of them. Her fingers traced the edge of her notebook, filled with sketches and observations. Somewhere deep in her heart, a mix of fear and excitement pulsed, the same pulsing hum that seemed to echo from the door itself. She whispered to herself, "Tomorrow, we find out." And deep in the mountains, the metallic surface waited, its symbols glowing softly, humming faintly, as if it had been waiting for them for centuries. It knew that humans had arrived, and something within it stirred, a silent awareness that the first step had been taken toward a world beyond comprehension. The morning sun broke over the mountains with a pale gold light, painting the peaks in gentle hues of warmth. Captain Laura Hayes stood outside her tent, watching the metallic door from a distance. Overnight, the symbols had brightened slightly, glowing with a soft, steady rhythm almost like a heartbeat. She felt a strange pull in her chest, a mix of curiosity and anticipation. "Laura," Dr. Amir Patel called, hurrying toward her. "You need to see this." He gestured to the scanner in his hands. The readings were unusual, showing energy patterns that shifted and flowed like liquid metal inside the door. "It's more than just a door," he said. "It's a system, alive in its own way. It's reacting to us, perhaps even evaluating us." Jason and May soon joined them, carrying tools and instruments. The team exchanged nervous glances. Today they would try something new. No longer would they merely study the door. They would attempt to understand it and perhaps open it. Laura approached the door, feeling the hum vibrating under her boots. The symbols now glowed brighter than before, forming geometric patterns that shifted as if arranging themselves. It was mesmerizing, hypnotic almost, yet she forced herself to focus. "Stay calm," she instructed. "We do this carefully. Any sudden movement or mistake could be dangerous." Amir held a small device in his hands designed to analyze energy fields. He moved closer to the door and traced a pattern with the scanner. The symbols responded immediately, pulsing in sync with the device. "It's recognizing the pattern," he said, eyes wide. "I think it wants something from us, maybe a signal or proof that we belong here." Jason set up a portable projector, aiming it at the surface. Light beams crisscrossed over the door, creating a web of illumination. To their astonishment, the symbols shifted again, forming a large circular pattern at the center. A low hum began to rise, vibrating through the ground and into the bones of the explorers. May stepped back, eyes wide. "It's alive, I told you. Look at how it moves, how it reacts. It's thinking somehow." Laura nodded, swallowing her fear. "Then we need to respond carefully. Follow the symbols. Let them guide us." The team mimicked the patterns on the door, tracing shapes and aligning their devices with the glowing symbols. Slowly, the hum grew louder, resonating with a deep, powerful tone. Suddenly, with a sound like a breath of wind through stone, the door slid open. The chamber beyond was unlike anything the humans had ever imagined. It stretched far deeper into the mountain than any natural cave could, illuminated by a soft, otherworldly light. The walls shimmered like liquid metal, reflecting everything in a way that made distances appear longer than they were. Strange machinery lined the walls, silent but humming faintly, as if waiting for someone to activate them. Laura stepped inside first, her boots crunching on a smooth surface that felt almost alive beneath her feet. Amir followed, running his hand over the metallic walls, marveling at the craftsmanship. "This technology, it's beyond anything we have," he whispered. "And yet, it feels familiar in some way, like it's designed to communicate." Jason and May scanned the chamber with portable devices. Holographic projections flickered to life, displaying stars, planets, and symbols that shifted and rotated in 3 dimensions. A holographic map of nearby galaxies appeared, showing routes and points of interest. The humans realized this was more than a door. It was a repository of knowledge, a library of technology left behind by an alien civilization. Suddenly, a soft, glowing figure appeared in front of them. It was humanoid in shape but made entirely of light, its features shifting and shimmering. The team froze. The figure spoke, but not in words. Instead, thoughts appeared directly in their minds, clear and understandable. "Welcome," it said gently. "You have passed the first stage. Only those who are patient, careful, and brave may proceed. This chamber contains knowledge and power. Use it wisely or it may overwhelm you." Laura stepped forward, trying to steady her voice. "Who or what are you?" "I am a guardian," the being replied. "Left behind by the creators of this door. My purpose is to guide and protect. Those who enter must prove their worth. Only then may the knowledge within be used." Amir's eyes sparkled with excitement. "This is incredible. We've discovered an intelligence far older than humanity. A civilization that clearly mastered technology beyond anything we can imagine." The Guardian's form shimmered, and suddenly the chamber seemed to change. Walls shifted slightly, and paths appeared where there were none before. "Your trials begin now," the being said. "These are tests of courage, intellect, and cooperation. Fail, and you will not leave with what you came for." Laura nodded. "We accept the challenge. We will prove ourselves." The first trial was deceptively simple. The floor beneath them shifted, forming a grid of light and metal tiles. Some tiles were stable, while others sank or moved when stepped on. The team had to cross the chamber without triggering traps, working together to find the correct path. Jason tested tiles carefully, marking those that moved. Mai used her geological knowledge to predict which tiles were stable, based on the vibrations she felt. Amir analyzed the glowing symbols for hidden patterns. Laura coordinated, calling out instructions and keeping everyone calm. Step by step, they moved across the grid, hearts pounding until they reached the other side safely. "That was just the beginning," the Guardian said, its voice echoing softly in their minds. "Next, you must solve the puzzle of the lights. Only when your minds are united will the path forward reveal itself." They entered a room filled with floating orbs of light. Each orb had a different color, and each responded differently when touched or moved. The team quickly realized that the orbs formed a pattern that corresponded to the symbols they had seen on the door outside. Working together, they touched, aligned, and rotated the orbs until all lights connected in perfect harmony. A low hum filled the room and a hidden doorway opened, leading them further into the chamber. As they progressed, the challenges grew more complex. One room tested their problem-solving skills, forcing them to manipulate alien machines that reacted to thought and intention. Another room tested their courage, with illusions of falling cliffs and deep chasms surrounding them. Through it all, the team relied on trust, communication, and their human intuition to succeed. Finally, they reached a vast chamber at the heart of the mountain. Here, the walls were covered with holographic displays showing star systems, technological schematics, and strange devices. The air seemed charged with energy, and the Guardian appeared once more. "You have proven yourselves worthy," it said. "The knowledge here is immense. It contains power beyond your current understanding. Use it wisely, and your species may rise to heights it never imagined. But remember, with great knowledge comes great responsibility. Respect life, and it will guide you. Abuse it, and it may destroy you." Laura stepped forward, feeling a mixture of awe and humility. "We understand. We will be careful. We came to explore and learn, not to dominate or destroy." The Guardian's form shimmered and nodded. "Then the path is open. Study, learn, and prepare your world. But remember, the challenges you faced here are only the beginning. Greater tests will come. The universe watches, and only those who act with wisdom and courage will endure. The team spent hours exploring the chamber, documenting the alien technology, and learning from the holographic displays. Every device, every symbol, and every projection was a lesson in engineering, astronomy, and physics, far beyond human knowledge. Yet they also felt a subtle warning embedded in everything, a reminder that power without understanding could be dangerous. As evening approached, Laura gathered the team. We need to leave soon. We've learned a great deal today, but we must return to camp and rest. Tomorrow we continue, but carefully. This place, it's alive in its own way, and we can't underestimate it. Amir nodded, eyes wide with excitement. I can't believe we found this. Humanity has never seen anything like it. This knowledge, it could change everything, Jason added, and yet we must be careful. One wrong step could undo everything. May looked around the shimmering chamber one last time. It's beautiful and terrifying, but I trust that we can handle it, together. Laura smiled at her team. Exactly. Together we face whatever comes next. As they exited the chamber, the metallic door slowly slid shut behind them, sealing the inner secrets once more. The mountains, silent and imposing, seemed unchanged. Yet the humans knew that something profound had begun. They had crossed the threshold into a world of alien knowledge and advanced technology, and nothing would ever be the same again. Outside, the wind howled through the peaks, carrying with it the soft hum of the door and the faint glow of symbols still pulsing beneath the snow. The explorers trudged back to camp, their minds alive with visions of stars, machines, and distant worlds. They had unlocked the first layer of a mystery that spanned centuries and perhaps even millennia, a mystery that would challenge everything humanity thought it knew about the universe. And deep within the mountains, the chamber waited, silent but aware, prepared to reveal its secrets to those who were patient, brave, and wise enough to understand them. The morning sun barely touched the jagged peaks when Captain Laura Hayes and her team set out again for the hidden door. Overnight, the mountains had grown even quieter, the snow frozen stiff under the biting wind. Yet something about the stillness carried anticipation, as if the mountains themselves were holding their breath. Dr. Amir Patel led the way, his scanning device beeping softly as he detected the faint residual energy from the door. It's reacting again, he said. The patterns have changed since yesterday. Almost like it's learning from us. Laura adjusted her pack, her eyes fixed on the faint glow in the distance. Then we need to be ready for whatever comes next. Stay focused. Move carefully. Jason and May followed closely, carrying instruments and sensors to monitor the strange energy flowing from the metallic surface. As they approached, the symbols pulsed rapidly, bright blue light spilling onto the snow. Then, without warning, the door began to open, sliding smoothly back into the mountainside as if it had been waiting for them to return. Inside, the chamber felt different this morning. The walls shimmered more vividly, the light patterns reflecting on the metallic floor in waves of color. The air was charged, almost humming in their ears. The holographic projections flickered into life, forming images of star systems, devices, and strange symbols that shifted constantly. Suddenly, the Guardian appeared. Its form was more distinct than yesterday, glowing brightly yet gentle in presence. Thoughts filled the human's mind simultaneously. Today you face the next stage, it said. You have proven curiosity and cooperation. Now you must demonstrate courage, unity, and resilience. The trials will be more challenging. Fail, and you will leave with nothing. Laura took a deep breath. We understand. We accept your challenge. The first trial began immediately. A wall of light appeared before them, stretching from floor to ceiling. Patterns of shapes and symbols rotated within it. To pass, you must step through without touching any obstacles. The Guardian's voice echoed. Observe carefully. Work together. Jason studied the wall. It looks simple, but I bet the patterns shift when we move. We need to time everything perfectly. May nodded. And watch each other. We can't fail, not now. Step by step, they moved forward. The shape shifted unexpectedly, forcing quick adjustments. Laura's heart pounded as she led the team, moving her arms to indicate directions while Amir calculated angles and distances to help them avoid obstacles. At one point, a shape shifted suddenly, forcing May to leap sideways just in time. They reached the other side without touching a single symbol. The Guardian shimmered, signaling approval. Your coordination is strong, it said. Next, you face the trial of intellect. A vast chamber opened ahead filled with floating cubes of light. Each cube projected images, numbers, and alien symbols. They rotated independently, forming puzzles that needed solving. Amir stepped forward immediately, his hands tracing the symbols in mid-air. These symbols, they interact with each other. Each one affects the others. We must find the correct sequence to proceed. Jason and May assisted, connecting patterns and testing combinations. Laura observed, noticing that some cubes responded faster when multiple team members interacted simultaneously. Work together, she called. It's about timing and cooperation, not just solving it individually. Minutes turned into hours as they manipulated the cubes, aligning symbols and unlocking connections. The chamber responded with soft pulses of light, confirming their progress. Finally, with a low hum, the last cube rotated into place, forming a perfect geometric pattern that opened a hidden passage. "You are learning to think as one," the Guardian said. "But knowledge alone is not enough. Now you face courage." The next chamber was dark, with a floor that seemed to drop into an endless void. Narrow platforms floated above the darkness, and glowing barriers flickered intermittently, threatening to block the path forward. The humans could barely see the other side. May swallowed hard. "We have to cross this. There's no other way." Laura stepped forward, her voice steady. "Trust each other. Move slowly, communicate constantly, one step at a time." They began to cross, carefully placing their feet on the shifting platforms. The barriers moved unpredictably, forcing quick thinking and precision. Jason nearly slipped, but Laura grabbed his arm just in time, pulling him safely forward. Amir calculated angles and predicted the barrier's movements, guiding the team through. May's steady hand and calm voice kept everyone focused, even when the platforms tilted dangerously. Halfway across, the floor beneath them rumbled, and a low vibration ran through the chamber. "It's testing fear," the Guardian explained. "Do not panic. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it." The team pressed on, inching forward with steady determination. Each step required trust and teamwork. Finally, they reached the other side, hearts racing but triumphant. The Guardian appeared once more, glowing with approval. "You have shown courage, intelligence, and unity," it said. "But the final test is to demonstrate wisdom. You will face a choice that will shape your path." A new room appeared, filled with devices, holographic maps, and glowing orbs of light. Each item contained incredible knowledge, technology to alter energy, navigate stars, and even influence matter itself. The humans realized that everything here could change the course of human civilization. The Guardian's thoughts entered their minds. "Take all of this and your species will advance beyond what you can imagine, but use it without wisdom and it could destroy you. Choose carefully." Amir's eyes widened. "This is incredible. We could give humanity unlimited knowledge, energy, medicine, space travel. Everything." Jason shook his head. "But if we use it without understanding, we could ruin ourselves. We barely understand this technology now." Laura studied the chamber, her mind racing. "We have to be responsible. Knowledge this powerful must be handled carefully. We cannot take it all." "Not yet," May nodded. "We can take what we understand and study it, but the rest must remain protected." "We can't rush into this." The Guardian's light pulsed, acknowledging their choice. "Wisdom is the greatest trial of all. You have passed. You may take what is necessary, but remember, patience, caution, and respect will guide you further than strength or speed." Laura led the team in, carefully selecting a small amount of data and a few devices they could safely study and transport. The chamber hummed approvingly, and the other devices receded into the shadows, hidden but preserved. The humans felt a sense of accomplishment, yet also a profound responsibility. As they retraced their steps through the chambers, the Guardian spoke again. "Remember your trials: courage, intelligence, unity, and wisdom. These qualities define your worth. The door and the knowledge within are only accessible to those who embody them." Back at the main entrance, the metallic door slid closed behind them, sealing the inner chambers once more. The mountains were silent, yet the faint hum of energy remained, a reminder of the secrets they had encountered. Laura turned to her team. "We did it. We learned so much, and we survived challenges designed to test us completely. But this is only the beginning. Humanity is not ready for all of what we saw. We must study carefully, prepare, and ensure that knowledge is used responsibly." Amir nodded, already reviewing data on his portable tablet. Even this small portion will revolutionize our understanding of science, engineering, and the universe. But I agree, we must proceed with caution, Jason added. It's amazing and terrifying. This door, the trials, the Guardian, it's all beyond anything we could have imagined. But we worked together. That's what got us through. May looked out over the mountains, the snow sparkling in the late afternoon sun. I feel like the mountains themselves are alive, watching, waiting, and maybe judging. But I think they respect us now too. Laura smiled, feeling a mixture of pride and awe. We've taken the first steps into a world beyond our understanding. The universe is bigger than we ever imagined. And we've proven that humans, working together, can meet even the greatest challenges. As they made their way back to camp, the sun dipped behind the peaks, casting long shadows across the snow. The wind carried the faint hum of the metallic door, now hidden once more, its secrets preserved for those who were ready. The explorers settled around a small fire that evening, reviewing their notes and sharing thoughts. They had faced fear, uncertainty, and puzzles that tested every part of their abilities, but through courage, intelligence, and teamwork they had succeeded. And though the mountains were silent, each of them felt a presence watching, acknowledging their worth and readiness for the challenges yet to come. Laura stared into the fire, thinking of the hidden chambers, the Guardian, and the wealth of knowledge they had glimpsed. Tomorrow, she whispered to herself, we go deeper. There is more to learn, and we will face it together. Outside, the wind whispered through the peaks, and the faint glow of symbols beneath the snow pulsed like a heartbeat, waiting for the next step in humanity's journey.